this fucking take your freaking what's in your mind. Your best made out there's a weather. Just a human being I am ready now. Can't to take any longer. Die! Fight! Die! I said die! But arrows! With your freaking mind! But arrows! I said die!
Hello, 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 hello. It is September 15th. I had to double check what day is it. They're all running together. It's September 15th, 2023. And we are in South Korea. And today we did absolutely one thing, two things. We went to class and we ate. That was it. In between, we laid in bed all day, being very, very unproductive. That's what I have done today. Welcome. Welcome. My least productive day so far. I mean, that's it. That's the entire stream. I have nothing else to say. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it. I also found out this is the last drink in the house. I have a bunch of bottles until a friend visits or something. I'm not going to clean it up, or until the day that I leave, I'm not cleaning it up. I have these bottles randomly scattered. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I have noticed a little bit of water left in this one, which I will now claim for my own. Can water have an expiration date, considering it's been millions and billions of years on the planet? I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, well, so yes, I've changed the name now. It's officially Polyglot Talks-a-lot. Now, I understand the dangers of labeling the show Polyglot related means we're going to get questions about languages that I have no idea about. But primarily, it's going to be Japanese. So let's just assume it's still Japanese daily. I'm not going to change the number. It's 25. That's what it is. Going to class, yes, going to class is productive, but today I didn't read any of the book that I've been reading. I just discussed things that had happened over the last few days. I talked about double ordering Kentucky Fried Chicken, this big event, you know. I discussed meeting Gao Yong, just practicing some things. I think it was today that I realized how to say make America great again in Korean. I think that was today. The days are running into each other. I don't like being in this particular area, but I have today, tomorrow, 15, 16, 17. I have 3 more days in this apartment. And then I go to finally the good place. That's what I'm looking forward to doing. How fast 71 minutes are gone. Yes, I saw your post. For the rare moment, I actually planned the stream out, so. Yeah, McDonald's was good. It was good. I went there. Today's like officially like an extrovert's bad day because I didn't get to talk to barely anyone. Basically, I'm trying to think about this. I talked to my teacher, and then I left thinking, oh, I'm hungry. I recorded a little bit on the DJI, the little pocket camera, and I thought, I did have one good idea. I thought I should just take all the footage of Japan, take like the best of the best, put it into one video because no one cares anyway, and then release that. And then I could probably do the same with Korea. Be like, my month in Korea, and just call it that, and put it on Adventures in Asia channel and just call it a day. Thought about doing that. I did have to submit something for my taxes, which it's probably too late, but I submitted it. But anyway, yeah, I walked from the station, did a little bit of DJI recording, and then I was like, I probably should get some food. And then I was like, okay, today's gonna be the day that I get some Korean food. I'm gonna do it. And then I got on the train because I didn't do it. And then I was like, I'm gonna find something in Socho I'm just gonna get cheese buldak or something with cheese or sauce on it that's chicken or beef. That's fine. And then I went to Tusum Place again and got a sandwich and another carrot cake, which is the exact same thing I had yesterday. And I sat in the exact same seat trying to relive the moment where there were 6 girls in front of me instead of 1. That was what I was trying to relive today. And I said, here in Tusum Place, God dang it, I'm gonna write these notes. I'm gonna clean up my notes. I got my notepads, and then I didn't. I went to Reddit, and I read through Reddit, which is a fun waste of my time. And then I came back to the apartment after eating Tusum, and I said, okay, I'm just gonna take a quick little nap. Then I'm gonna get up. And then I got up, and it was 71 minutes before this live stream. And I said, oh, okay, nothing has happened today. So I got to get some food before this live stream, but I don't want to eat McDonald's again. So I went to McDonald's again. And of course I was like, well, I'm going to order something different this time. I got to change up my routine. So I got the double cheeseburger that I always get, and the McShake fries, whatever those are called in America, if we've ever even done it. I don't know if Americans could understand the McShake fries, the McShaker fries, whatever they call them. And of course I did the very rare thing and got the chocolate sundae that I always like to get. And then I walked back and I looked at my watch and I'm like, oh, I don't have my rings closed. I'm going to walk a little bit. And I probably should get some samgap-gimbap, which is onigiri, for tomorrow. And then I went to the GS25 and they didn't have chamchi mayonnaise, which is what I wanted, the tuna mayonnaise. They didn't have it. It's like, that's fine. That's fine. And then I went to 7-Eleven and they didn't have chamchi mayonnaise. So I didn't buy anything. And I came back and I've only got this water left in this place. That's what my day has been. Now, I do have a PowerPoint that I'd like to. I've told myself tomorrow is the weekend, okay? I don't have to get up to go to class, right? So I'm gonna prep my PowerPoint. I'm gonna finish my PowerPoint prep for Japanese from Zero. And from this apartment, I will go ahead and do a Japanese from Zero video. Because, man, I also had, okay, getting a little bit more serious. I had a thought as I was, oh, by the way, sorry. Another thought already intruded in that other thought I was going to say. The extroverted me sat in the McDonald's and there was like 3 Americans at a table. And I was just like enjoying whatever tidbit of conversation I could hear very sadly. Just like, yeah, if I had friends in this area, they'd be talking to me in this McDonald's. One of these days, I'm gonna have friends in this area. This is the danger of coming to Korea, because your friends only have certain days they can meet you. Those days are awesome when it happens, but when they don't happen, you don't even have like family to rely on. You know, your family's not even here. Like if I'm in America, I always got my wife, you know, or I can go outside and, I mean, I guess I go outside here, but yeah. Anyway, welcome to the stream, guys. As this is the, you know, it's almost like it's like a dual broadcast. It's the Japanese Daily and Polyglot Talks-a-lot. And it's free talk. We can talk about whatever we want. Yesterday, we had a really cool session. We met a cool guy that I believe is going to start a live stream. I believe he will. He lives in Missouri. Already forgot his name. Completely forgot it. Wow. David or Brian? It was David or Brian, one of those two. But he's probably going to start a stream about cooking or freelance photography or freelance photography of his cooking. It could go one of those three routes. That was a very fun broadcast. We also talked with Raghav yesterday. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, these milkshake fries, though, they are good. They are good. You get a bag that comes with your fries, and you pour the fries in the bag while they're very hot. Then you open up this big packet of powder, and here it's honey butter is the flavor. It's a big flavor in Korea. You pour it all in, and then you shake it up, and then it's like, oh, it's so good. It's so good that before I left Korea, before I went to Japan this last time, for this trip, I came to Korea first, then I went to Japan. Now I'm back in Korea. The night before I left, I ordered 2 large fries. I ate 2 of those honey butter milkshakes. Very good stuff. Tuna mayonnaise is so good. Hechio Kami, you are right. That is the best onigiri / samgap gimbap I've ever had. I'm sorry to make you hungry, but look, I don't have any more food. The only other food I have is one more box of these binge. I done told you to stop eating cookies, binge. Please don't binge on these cookies, please. I don't know where they get these names. Binge. Yeah, I don't have any language revelations today. Or do I? Do I have any language revelations? I don't know. I don't know, guys. I mean, if you guys have a question. If it was Brian, it was easy for me to remember. I don't know. I think it was David. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, there's one particular friend that I met on Hello Talk many years ago. Trying to get her to hang out, but she works like apparently every day now, so it's kind of sad. She's like a kindergarten teacher. Not the same kindergarten teacher that I talked about that I stopped talking to because she didn't have a dream, though. Kyle said, idea for... Nope. I'm not going to look at your idea for Japan Storytime. Sorry. I can't do that. I can't take other people's ideas because it is my nightmare to have that one guy go, I gave you that idea. I hate that so much when people do that, even just for the credit that they want, right? I just don't want to use someone else's idea. It's hard, you know? So I'm not looking at that. We need to scoot that up. All right, I believe I've scooted that up enough. I don't see it anymore. Good. B. Parker says, I've noticed Hajime Shacho is in some Japanese commercials lately. Good for him. It looks like he got past his scandal of dating 4 girls at once. My dream. What? I can't say that? I'm not allowed to say my dream? All right. My nightmare. What? I shouldn't say that either? I'm neutral on the position, guys. I can't be neutral? I have to be against. Okay, yeah. It was horrible what he did, dating 4 girls at once. Horrible. Yeah, big pig penis. I can't look at other people's ideas, trust me. Because here's the worst case scenario. Japan Storytime gets big, and this guy says, I gave him that idea. I deserve money, or I should have part ownership, because that's the idea that made Japan Storytime big. No. The only way I take that idea is if you sign an NDA and give me all rights to the idea. Then I'll look at the idea. But even then, I don't want to look at the idea. People give me ideas all the time. You just ask Hugo. Hugo just wanted to show me what he had made for Spanish from Zero, and I was like, nope. He begged. And the only way I looked at it was when I said, hey, the only way I ended up looking at it was, he said, look, you can have it. And I said, well, you're going to sign documents saying that I can't have it, then I'll look at it. Because the last thing I want to do is steal your idea. Because it might not even be that I stole your idea. It might be that it was just a good idea and I had it as well, right? So I don't want that. What, big Oh my God, I'm gonna say it. I know I'm gonna say it today. What? I'm just gonna call you Pig from now on. What pig? You saw another guy's idea in an onsen once? I mean, I look at other guys' ideas myself in the onsen just to compare notes, but I don't go home with those ideas. I just kind of look at them. I'm just curious as to what their idea looks like, because everyone has different ideas, and especially if you're from a different country, your idea is going to be, I don't know, shaped differently, come from like a different background, right? Yeah, it's different vegetation. Brian says, I said it was easy for me to remember his name because we have the same name. You know that I got that. I got that. Oh, totally got that. Hetchy says, people should ask if they can give you an idea before they say the actual idea. I mean, whatever. Here's the other thing too about ideas, right? People are often worried that your idea will get stolen. They're always like, oh my God, I don't know if I should tell you this idea, because you could steal it. Now, to be fair, I am the kind of guy that could steal an idea, right? Because I have means of production, and I'm a kind of guy that has produced things. So it is actually dangerous. If there's an idea that you want to tell me, that's your dream idea. Like Melanie has an idea that she's working on. She hasn't told me what it is. She thinks it's a genius idea. And when I heard it, I felt even threatened. I was like, wait a minute. You came up with an idea while you were working with us and didn't do it? Like, I had that level of thinking. I was like, but she hasn't told me what it is, and she shouldn't tell me what it is, because I will take that idea. That's an idea I'll take. But the actual reality is, most ideas are shit. Most ideas aren't good. It's the implementation of the idea. Ideas are so cheap. I can come up with 100 in a day probably, and they're all going to be shot down or not good for some reason. It really is the implementation of an idea. So if you have this great idea, let me give you some advice. Do it. Stop talking about it and do it. Do your idea. Sit down, get a open notepad open, and write down what you're going to do for this idea, and then do the first step. Better yet, I'll give you the first step. Come up with a name for your idea. Then go buy the domain for it. Commit that way. Because then you can have an email, me@myidea.com. That's cool. And I'm telling you, it's solid advice, because then now you literally can say, yeah, I have a company that I've started. It's called Melanie's Great Idea. That's the name of my company. You can, if you want information about it, I do have a little bit of a spec sheet up at melaniesgreatidea.com. Instead of constantly building or planning or thinking or dreaming, just take a solid first step. And in America, I don't know about other countries, but you can also even create very easily a sole proprietorship, or a single man LLC for like $100 or so. Because if the idea is so good, put a name on it. You can always change the name later. I have a new company that I started. It's got a name. First thing we did was come up with the name. Started it a few months back. 5 of us are doing it. Shot in the dark. Might not work, but we have a name. We have a website. We have an idea. Let's do that. That's it, guys. I mean, how long are you going to talk about your idea before you do it? It's embarrassing, because you've told some of your friends and they're like, this guy, he just talks about his ideas. He's not going to do them. Do it. Prove everyone wrong. Matter of fact, when people give me their great idea, I'll often say, I don't know, man, I don't think it's going to work, but I welcome you to prove me wrong. I would be happy. Oh my God, I would actually be happy if you proved me wrong. You know, it's really easy to say an idea won't work, by the way. If you're going to make a bet on an idea working or not working for money, bet that it won't work, because there's a lot involved in making an idea work. The market has to want it. The person has to believe in it long enough to finish it, and it has to get out there, and it has to get out there at the right time, in the right market conditions, and find the right audience for it to propagate. So if you're going to bet against something, you're probably going to win all the time. So there's that. Kyle says to Hetchy, I don't know why I keep reading the at ones. I was under the impression that if you post something publicly, then it's public domain. Any other claims is but hurtism. Okay, sure, Kyle, but it's still difficult for me to go find where that was. I wouldn't even remember where I read that. So the safest thing is to not read it. If I don't read it, then I've never seen it, right? So, now I could have secretly read it right now. Maybe I did. Maybe you'll see it in the next. He named it wrong. Japanese story. It's Japan story time. But Melanie says, LOL, yeah, my idea is probably rubbish. I mean, look, most ideas are rubbish. And even the good ones got to have the right, like I said, timing, execution. And some ideas are amazing, but have the wrong timing and execution. I believe I've had more than one of those. Yeah. Ideas are easy peasy. They really are. Because you can actually have a bad idea, and if you execute it right, it can go well too. There's the opposite of that. B. Parker says, I would pay money for good ideas because I'm so bad at coming up with my own. B. Parker, remind me, aren't you're the B. Parker, right? The B. Parker that I know, right? Aren't you the guy that had the 3D on a phone without requiring glasses that I see nowadays? Maybe that's a different invention. I thought that was something you were doing. I thought you had some generally good ideas that you were working on. Anyway, oh, there it is. Oh, God, I couldn't. Dude, I was searching for this everywhere and I couldn't find it. It's just sitting right here on the table. Of course, I don't know where my little battery went. So yeah, I've got a PowerPoint. Let me look at this PowerPoint. Let's see where I was on it. I was working on it on the airplane. Let's see here. Using Mae and Ato. Let me open it up differently. I feel like. Okay. If I could get through these Japanese from Zero Book 4 videos while I'm in Korea, that'd be pretty fun. Okay, yeah, that was it. Yeah, so I'm going with this new style for the intro, trying to make it more organic feel, not like part of the lessons, even though it's part of the lessons. Oh yeah, looks like I finished that one. Yeah. So I've got one finished, and then I'm going to do this one. This was originally set as Kaneko had made it one PowerPoint, but I split it up. I feel like it's better to have it split up. Oh man. All right. Why am I tired? I slept all day. I swear to God, I slept all day. And then I slept listening to my Chinese podcast the whole time. I realized it's a weird thing. I often sleep like to news or some like news podcast, right? That I've downloaded. But it's the exact same effect listening to something I have no idea what they're saying. It's just like, okay. That's interesting. My brain thinks it understands something and it's like it gets the pleasure out of it, even though I don't understand it. Oh, my phone's over there. I would play it for you. Kyle, just know, yeah, I appreciate that. It's not, you didn't know, so I don't feel bad. How could you have known? Melanie says, what's worse is having ideas and always getting shot down by others because of reasons. Well, wasn't that the history of you working at the company? I feel like that was the history. Every time you had an idea, I would shoot it down. But I do feel like there was good ideas that came out of the shoot down and then the discussion after that turned into a new idea that wouldn't have existed without the bad idea. Yeah, Ragav, in class, all I did today was kind of talk about what Gao Yong said the other day. I talked about ordering twice at Kentucky Fried Chicken. I asked a few grammar questions about that koto ni shiteimasu thing in Korean because I found another way that I could do it. She agreed you could do it that way as well. It was a way I already knew, so wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, that was pretty much it. We didn't read any of the book today, but I did read the book at McDonald's. I was going through the Think and Grow Rich Korean thing in McDonald's. Trying to think of this. I mean, literally just like a completely unproductive day, so I don't know what I can talk about. Guess I'm stressed out about supplying all the tax. Sorry. Well, it was a weird moment to have a throat thing. Yeah, I guess I'm stressed out. Oh my God, about taxes a little bit. Because I have to turn in, I got solar panels this year and there's a big tax rebate that you get on those. And then you have to pay that tax rebate to the loan or else the loan goes up. So I have to make sure I get that in properly or I don't get the tax rebate. I'm a little bit stressed. Kyle says, I'm a little behind, but honestly, amazing business advice. I wasn't trying to pitch you a brand new idea. Dude, stop talking about it. It's good. We're good. Seriously. But I liked hearing about how I can take my ideas more seriously. Buy a domain first. Absolutely. No, I'm not getting audited. I've never been audited. I just have solar panels that I purchased, and there's a form that you have to submit to get the government pays like a 30% rebate on what you spend on the solar panels. So without that, I'd end up the amount of the loan would go up by like $200-300. Kyle says, my philosophy is actually once I tell someone something that I have spoken to into existence, I have to hold myself accountable for doing it. See, you would think that would work, but that doesn't work. Has that worked, Kyle, for you? Hasn't worked for me. Just telling somebody you think would work. Normally it doesn't. I don't know why. But this is my theory. If you tell someone your idea, the dopamine hit that you get from just telling them the idea takes away all the motivation to do the idea. Like if I told you, oh my God, guys, I got this cool idea, and then I tell you the idea, I'm done. That's where it ends. I would rather have it be done and show it to you. But yeah, I'm curious, Kyle, if that's actually, if your philosophy has ever paid off. Have you told somebody your big idea and then actually did it? Anyway, I was getting to a point, I think, and I derailed myself. When I get in these low productivity modes, I always try to come up with like a way to fix that problem, because I think it's definitely a problem. But I mean, I do love sleeping in bed, just lying there doing nothing. Although the sheets in this room, before I derail myself again, I'm going to say this. So I have a place that I rent in Las Vegas, and I think I did the same thing they did, but they did it worse. There's an anti-moisture like plastic thing on the mattress, but it's like one layer only, so it's immediately attached to the sheet. Like there's a sheet right on top of just one sheet. So if you're laying in one spot for a long time, I feel like it gets mucky, like because of the moisture in between the sheet and that plastic part. Whereas my rental, I have the thing over the mattress, then another one that's like a cloth version of that. I have double protection, and then a sheet, so it never feels like you're just in your own sweat a little bit. So yeah, that was kind of disgusting. But anyway, I do like to sleep. Not in this bed, but I do like to sleep. So anyway, I was thinking like, well, what happens? Like, how do I get myself out of non-productive modes? And I think I have to separate from who I am. I have first of all, I have to know who I am. I am a man with talents. I can do a lot of things, but I choose not to many days. I'm very unproductive many days. But what if, in the way that I talk to other people, right? When I say, if I were you, I would do this. Why don't I do that with myself and act like I'm controlling this being for a day and say, okay, I got a day to clean this guy's life up. I got one day. What can I do with this guy's life? Well, making a PowerPoint would be good. That would be one thing I would probably do. Transferring my notes. Like, what favor could I do this guy that would make him happy? Like, let's say he's my best friend. That's another way to think about it. And I want to surprise him with something. Well, finishing another PowerPoint and maybe even making a video as I drive this body would be cool. You know, or transferring those notes would be cool, or cleaning up the apartment, or maybe doing some laundry. I got to do some laundry pretty soon. Although this apartment doesn't seem like it's really set up for it. There's no drying racks and I'd have to go buy some soap and whatnot. Anyway, yeah, I think that's one way to solve it, is because I need a mental game. Personally, I need something to drive me. Like an overall goal that's easy to accomplish. You guys make it hard for me to read chat. It's always people talking back and forth to each other. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying I got to wade through at Hitchiokami, at Kyle, and then finally Cosmos says something. George, try to ask yourself how you get into each situation by walking through every single small decision. Why? What decision did I make? What situation am I in? The laying in bed? That's one decision. I came home and I got in bed. There's no sequence of events that got me to that situation. Yeah, I don't know if that works for me. That's like a post-analysis. I don't need post-analysis. I already know my problems. I just got to figure out how to not do those things, right? Pig says, nothing cheers me up more than a PowerPoint when I'm down. Shut up. I love PowerPoints. Cosmos, oh my God. Cosmo, who are you, man? Who are you? I'm telling you, you're an AI bot. What are you doing now? You're streaming. Why? You were bored. And you're committed to this as well. Why were you bored? You saw that one TikTok. How did you watch that? No, I'm doing the live stream because I said it was going to be daily. That's why I'm doing it. Has nothing to do with motivation. To be honest, I wouldn't have done this live stream today. I'd rather not do anything right now. I would have just come home and done the PowerPoint. But I had set the timer before I left, and I said I was going to do it every day. So right now I'm on a streak, right? I've done 25 of these. And in my head, I at least want to get to 100. So that's why I'm doing that. So one of the ways that I've solved some of my problems is just setting a simple goal. I live stream every day. I've already done 30 minutes. If I feel like quitting, I feel like if I quit now, it's fine. 30 minutes is good enough. Cosmo with the ultimate questions. What are you talking about? What did I watch? Why did I watch what? Are you talking about the guy the other day that was talking about that? I don't know what you're referring to, the thing that I watched. Raghav has actually a good question. Marvel or DC? Neither. I don't like superhero movies. They're dumb. They're always too overpowering. They don't have actual weaknesses. They always win in the end. It's boring to me. The only superhero that I really truly enjoy is probably Spider-Man, because he's always like fumbling around trying to figure it out. I like the reboots where, he's a kid and he, things aren't going well for him. His parents are dead and, he's not uber rich. He doesn't have the girl yet. I like that. When I was writing my novel, my main character I had written as, a guy that didn't need to work. He'd already earned a lot of money. He just chose work based on what he wanted to do to not be bored. But man, was it hard writing for a person that didn't have struggles. And once I realized, well, actually I should say, once someone told me in a book that I was reading what to do with your protagonist, basically, to sum it up, they said, mess him up, punch him in the gut over and over again. So the first thing I did was give him hundreds of thousands of debt. I took away his career that he had. I made it so that he had to do this job that he didn't want to do because it was worth money, because it was a thing he was trying to obtain. And that gave him motivation. The lack of something that he wanted and the way fate had punched him in the gut earlier in his life, a few years prior, and caused him all these problems, dictated what he's doing now. So, wow, why did I get into that discussion? My God, I went totally weird off the wire. Oh, and that's why I don't like superhero movies. I feel like they're lacking enough motivation for me to watch it. Like Superman comes to the Earth. He has superpowers. He can fly. He has kryptonite, but that's not a personal flaw, right? What's Superman's personal flaw that he's trying to overcome? I don't know. I didn't like it. I liked The Boys, at least the first season. I thought that was fun, where they're flawed, but they have superpowers. That was kind of cool. But Marvel and DC don't care. I don't care. George, what about my questions comes off as AI? The variety. It's almost like someone prompted you initially when you first started talking to me. Come up with 20 questions to ask a streamer with this background. That's what it feels like. That's what it felt like, at least. You've changed a little bit. Like, you never ask a Japanese question. You're never like, hey, what's the difference between dono yoni and doyatte or doyu? Like, you never have a good Japanese question. So it's always curious as to me as to why you keep asking questions. I don't know. I've been watching streamers recently too, a little bit more, and I see what people are saying to them, and I watch the facial expressions too of the streamers, and I'm like, oh, I'm probably doing the same thing. Like, I'm talking and then I look over to see if I'm getting a reaction, There's this one girl I've been watching. She's 19, right? Younger than my youngest daughter. And the reason why I watch is because she never stops moving. She's super fidgety. And also, I'm trying to figure out, I think she's Korean, but she's speaking English, but she always says, brah, nah, brah. And so everything I have ever said to her always starts with brah. She's never responded. Like, brah. Because like TikTok keeps bringing me back to her stream. Like, I'll watch for like, I don't know, 15 seconds, bro. And then I leave. And then I'll watch some stuff, and then boom, she'll come back up again and she'll be like, nah, bro, no, go, you guys gotta know this song. And she's just like super ADHD. And I'm just like, and she's kind of cute. But also the way she says bra. I want to know where she's from. And then she's playing some Korean music, and I'm like, yeah, no, she's Korean. And then someone said, you're Korean then? Because they're all trying to guess. She's, nah, brah, I'm not Korean. Like, you're Korean, stop it. Yeah, but I think about myself, and I think about what people say to her. I think about other people that are talking, and I think, I don't know what I think. I don't know why I brought that up, guys. I'm a little bit disconjointed today, but I guess I'm thinking about my relationship with people watching the stream that are there every night, right? You got Hitchies here, Cosmo, you're here, Pig Venus is here quite a bit, Big Perm's here quite a bit, right? Raghav is now here for the second night in a row, at least. I don't know, man. So I don't know exactly why you sound like AI, but it's just you're nonstop. The only thing that makes you not sound like AI is when you get offended that I ignore your question or it bothers you. Kyle's still talking about this idea thing. Okay. I'm not really a big person. A big person. What does that mean? I'm not a big person. You're tiny? But I meant that if I tell somebody a goal I'm going to accomplish, like learn how to backflip, then yes, I do it. I don't get dopamine from talking, just guilt. All right. Did you ask a Japanese question yesterday? Okay, Cosmo. Sorry. Hey man, I have a very limited memory, dude. Okay, but this is the most non-AI thing you've said because you added a exclamation point. I literally asked a JP question yesterday, bud. What if we're all AI? I think about that a lot, Glaceon. I think about we are AI though. Think about it. We're not artificial intelligence. We're advanced intelligence, and I think this is brilliant about artificial AI is they make it work like humans. They make it assimilate all this information and then do derivatives of that information. It's kind of interesting. Cosmo says, you just noticed the over-the-top ones. Yes. Kyle says, what you described as trying to help yourself out like a friend, I've always called self-parenting. When you're an adult and you're the one in charge, and sometimes you need to crack down. I think I remember there was a period where I never felt like an adult. I definitely am an adult now. I don't feel like I'm a child. I haven't felt like that in a long time. I remember when I did, then maybe the self-parenting thing kind of would match, but not now. Not now. Yeah. Bra is a very Hawaiian thing. That could be it. No, bro. She keeps saying no bra, no bra or bro. And I don't know if it's weird or cute. I can't tell. But whenever she pops up, I click on and I watch for a bit. She won't stop moving. And then I kind of remember, like, my daughter says bra too every now and then. But my daughter doesn't move as much as that girl. But this girl's like online like 6-7 hours in a row. So I'm wondering, like, is she like in between classes? Is she going to college? What's she gonna do? Does she know how to speak normally? These are the things that I watch with her. The thing I don't like about the TikTok streamers that I watch is I really don't actually interact with them. Like, you probably, to be fair, you probably shouldn't even interact with me. It's just you're gonna form a bond with somebody that you really can't form a bond with, you know? Because especially on TikTok, like there's this one girl that comes up, she's Japanese, and I love her. Like, she's so animated, much different than that other girl. And she's always got a good smile. She's like a college student, and she wants to be an actress. And she's always 100% English, but she's Japanese. And when I first saw her, she had like no followers. And I was like, oh, this girl would be good to hire. She seems really like good at what she does. I promise you, I thought she was Risa from Japanese Pod 101. At first, I really was confused. It looks a little bit like her. At least I thought she looked like her, but it doesn't really look like her now that I look at her. But I was like, I should hire this girl. But now she's getting too big. I missed my shot. And that's what happens with all of them. There was this other girl that I was watching. I forget her name now. She's super cute. And she would take like Japanese phrases and put it into like Google Translate and then into various.
To say to Japanese car service.
Nothing.
It says nothing. Send it.
No.
I won't send it.
What are you doing over there? Derailing my thought. Anyway, this girl would like take the Japanese phrase and then put it into like Italian and then say it. And that blew her up. She's got like 7 million followers now. I saw her when she had like 3,000, you know? I'm hip before I was in before she got big. But now it's not fun to watch her anymore because there's just too many people watching her. Like, I think that's probably why it's maybe interesting to watch my live streams. If you indeed find them interesting, it's because there's only a few of us here. There's not a lot of us here, you know? Bradley says, being an adult is like a lie. Everyone is still lazy and a douche. Or a douche. Or and douche. You can't say and douche. It's a douche. Let's talk about language here. Lazy or a douche? Am I a douche? I'm not actually lazy either. I have lazy times. I'm actually... All right, let me tell you what I know I am. George Trombley is an optimist. I definitely think about, oh, I still have half a glass of milk. Or when I'm doing a workout, when I get to, let's say I'm going to try to do 100 of something, right? When I get to 25, I'm like, oh yeah, man, I'm halfway done. Like, it makes me excited to know that I'm already halfway done. And then when I get to the halfway mark, I'm, oh man, I'm totally halfway done. I don't ever think, oh my God, I still got 75 left. Or, oh my God, I get this many left. So I know based on that alone, I'm optimistic. I tend to think people are good. I'm definitely a bit of a meanie, though. Like, I'll make fun of somebody for their weak point, unless it's really a weak point. If it's something that I think they can correct, I'll make fun of it. But if it's a situational thing where they can't get out of it, I can't joke about that. That's a hard one to joke about. So I'm compassionate in that particular sense. But as for my productivity, it's really an up and down wave. It's like a burst of productivity and then nothing. And I have an amazing capacity to forget everything that I must do in the world. Like, even the whole Japan trip, like, I have to struggle to remember what happened. You know, like, there's key points that were really fun, but it's already awash in my brain, you know, until I like watch the videos that I made, perhaps. You know, okay, sing karaoke there. I met with Miki T. I met my friend Tim. I met Yuki. I met, his real name is out of my brain for a second. Nick. I met Nick in Lake Biwa. You know, I did those things, but yeah, it's kind of already like a wash. I have to really kind of think hard to what I did. Okay, let's read what Cosmo says here. Here's an interesting thing you could try. Imagine that you yourself is the chatter here, asking Polyglot George for some live advice. I think you mean life advice. Like that, pertaining to protect productivity. Here's the other thing, Cosmo. Really? I already know what I gotta do. I'm not a kid. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. I don't even need advice. I'm not even asking for it. I'm just talking, to be fair. Like, I already know. I literally said what I need to do. But there's another problem with me, Cosmo, that you're probably not aware of. It's that any system I come up with, it only works temporarily. Now, this might be because of what I was probably bullshit diagnosed with, my ADHD. But the more I hear about it, the more I think that probably just is it. You know? But then again, I only know a few normal people that are regular with work, but they also aren't entrepreneurial. So I don't know, do I lose entrepreneurial way of thinking if I'm regular? Like, is this just part of the give and take of who I am? You know what I mean? Is part of the give and take that, you know, yeah, you will have entrepreneurial desires and capabilities, but you can only use them when there's a full moon. You can only use them on a Tuesday at 4. You can only use them one day before a trip, or 4 days before you're going to be gone for a month. You'll get excited and you'll get into it. Whatever, you know, I don't know. George is in his Optimus Prime. I actually don't know that reference. Don't know what that means. Kyle says, is there a website to do single prints of a novel? I've written a bit, but I want a tangible book in the end because it'd be cool to have it in the house. There are many sites It's called what's it called? It's actually not a good word. I don't like how they call it. I can't remember. Vanity printing. Just look for a vanity printer. It's like you print the book just for yourself to feel good about yourself. Or you could go to Kindle, upload your book, put it up for sale, see what happens, and buy one of your own copies. That's what I highly recommend. Because that's actually cheaper than a vanity print. Cosmo said, but why does it work temporarily? What are the fundamental reasons that make it temporary? I think it is the novelty of the system keeps me going on the system. Now, there's one system that has worked very well. It is this watch, which, as you can see, all of my circles are closed. This mentality of having a streak and not breaking the streak is amazing as a tool. And I first actually heard of this from a story about Seinfeld. He said he would write a joke every day, or he'd write jokes every day. And for the days where he wrote a joke, he would put like an X on the calendar. And before long, he had a long snake of these X's on his calendar, and he never wanted to break that. That's what this is accomplishing. Now, for a while, I had an app called Streaks where you could set your own little tasks that you would do, and it worked great for a while. But there's a thing that happens with me. If I break something once, I don't go back. I just don't. I stop caring. Why, I don't know. Like if we set a meeting every day, we're gonna have a meeting every day, and then one of those days, you say to me, I can't do it today. I'm like, oh, that's fine, because I didn't want to do it anyway, but I was just doing it because I said I was gonna be there, right? Once it breaks once, that stops the cycle. It's like the engine's cut on the boat, and then I don't want to restart them again. I already move on to something else. Like, you want to know what stopped my novel writing? It's so simple, man. I was trucking through that novel. I finished it. And then I went back in the beginning and I started rewriting my chapters up to chapter 55. But it was a lot of work to take the audio, because I was recording the audio up. I was recording every audio chapter and then cutting it. And the audio chapter was giving me the need / desire / motivation to edit it before I read it, because if I'm going to read it, I want it to be a better chapter. So knowing I was going to read it, I would re-edit the chapter, then read it. And as I'm reading it, if the flow was bad, I would re-edit that particular section, and I would come up with this really good 2 or 3 chapters, right? Here's what stopped that momentum. I went all the way up to chapter. I was literally going to be done. If the momentum wouldn't have been stopped, I would have been done. It was very simple though. John came over, my friend John, and I said, John, do you want to earn some extra? He needed extra money. I was like, I'll give you $30 for every hour of story that you edit. Not for hour of work, but because I don't know how long it takes. Maybe that takes him 2 hours. Maybe it takes him 4, I don't know. But if he gets fast at it, he can get $30 for the hour of audio that I send him. He said, yeah, sure. So I trained him on the app, Descript. I bought a license for him to do it. I trained him on the app, and I sent him a couple chapters, and it took him forever. But I kept writing, I kept recording, and I kept saying, hey, man, any progress? Oh, yeah, man, I'm going to get to it today. He'd say, like, I'm going to get to it today. And then he wouldn't. Oh, yeah, man, sorry, man, I crashed. And that just happened over and over again. And I got fed up, and I started laying down ultimatums. And I said, look, you're hurting my progress, because now I'm not moving forward in the thing that I would have already done. If you weren't doing it, I would have already done it. That's not a lie, because I had already done it for 55 chapters, right? Or 50-ish chapters, right? So eventually it came to a head, and I deactivated his account, and I said, hey man, we're still friends, but I'm not going to use you for this anymore. I can't. And then I started working on one, and it was just a lot of work. And I was like, I'll find someone else. I'll find someone else to do it, because I don't want to do it. It's just, I'm too busy doing whatever I was doing for the company. And the novel is a vanity thing for me. Right? I just feel good doing the novel. I love my novel. Like I love it. Absolutely. But that kink in the hose of John first of all, John took, when John agreed to do that work, he took that load off of my soul. He took that burden off of me, and I didn't want to put it back on. That's the simple reason why I don't do it anymore. So once the burden is removed, I'm very good at forgetting and not caring anymore. And maybe that novel will never get past that particular spot, you know, because like I said, I have to go back now and rework the AI part just because there's Mid-Journey and ChatGPT, and you know, I want to make sure that I do, and I know exactly how I'll fix the novel. It'll be perfect because it's in the future. I can make up what happened between now and that particular future, right? And I'd already done a lot of that to make the book work. You know, there was enough plausible deniability, right? No, that's not the word. Not plausible deniability. Suspension of disbelief was possible with the storyline that I wrote for what I was writing for that future. Because if you just look at our current future, you know, you go to 2040, you're going to extrapolate a different future than what I have in the book. But I was able to fix that by saying, by you know, weaving in things that happened in the timeline that everyone accepts in that world. So I can do that for the AI as well. So that's what happens. You know, if my streak is broke, it's broke most likely permanently, and then it's just really hard to go back. Oh man, I love this question. I love this question, Capacious Computer. Holy moly, man. Do you have any advice on how to be an interesting person? I love it. First of all, let me say this. According to everything I've ever seen, the best thing you can do to be liked by other people is talk about them. But fuck that. I want to talk about myself too. I don't want to constantly talk about other people, but you have to keep that in your equation, that you have to be interested in other people, but be interested in them for real. There are people that I know that I don't particularly like being with them because I feel like they're fake. I feel like they're just doing, they're just talking about me so they can talk about themselves. They're just going through the motions. They don't really care. It's just like, I don't want to say anymore, but don't do that. Actually be interested in a person, right? I don't know if you can make that happen. That's one thing. The other thing is you got to do things. You got to have stories to tell. So you have to take risks. You have to have failures. You have to have successes. You have to have things to talk about that make you interesting, because part of being interesting is being enjoyable to the other person, right? And I don't know if I've completely mastered that, but I do have friends that I know seem to enjoy being with me. So I think I'm probably interesting in a way. And there's 33 people watching me right now. So there's something about me that at least 33 people right now are interested in watching me. But why? Why am I an interesting person? Right? What makes me more interesting than Gus, you know, your neighbor? I've been to Japan all these years. I've been coming to Korea all these years. I've explored China a bit. I've been to Taiwan. I've built businesses. I've written books. You know, I did real estate. There's a lot of things about me that I can talk about. And maybe that's it, you know? I don't know. I don't know if that's it. Also, I think another thing you have to do is you have to be vulnerable. You have to be willing to, two things let's talk about this. Part of this vulnerability is, one, be okay being wrong. And not just being wrong and accepting it completely. And then not dwelling on it. Just like, oh, wow, yeah, no, I was wrong. And then adopting the new correct position. If you can't do that, you're a piece of shit. I'm sorry, but you're a piece of shit. If you can't admit that you were wrong and adopt the new position that you've learned, you're a piece of shit. I don't know how else to say it. Like, you're not worth my time to talk to you if you're like that. And it's rare that you find a person that's so bad that they can't admit that, but just be aware of that. Like, and I'm guilty of this for sure. There are certain things that I feel like you got to push me a little bit too far before break before I disagree. I'm really looking for actual like proof to prove your point, but I feel like I could be 10% more easier to convince, because there's a pattern that I've noticed. If someone's really pushing something, they're probably right, especially for me. Like, I'm mostly wrong. If someone comes at me and attacks me, I'm mostly wrong. So because I've realized that now, I am trying to agree earlier on that I'm wrong. And a lot of times I'm not wrong because I'm wrong. I'm wrong because I misunderstood what they were saying. That's the most common thing that happens to me. Like, I just misunderstood what they were saying. And because I did this thing where I extrapolate what I think they're saying and I don't listen to what they're saying. That's a weakness of me. But anyway, if you want to you can't just be an interesting person, because nobody wants to just hear what someone else has to say. They want to hear you talk about them. I did this. I talked about this before, but I'm going to assume you guys haven't heard it. Here in Korea, about 3 or 4 years ago, there was a meetup, a language meetup. And then after the language meetup, I often grab everybody. I go, come on, everybody, let's go eat. I'm like the leader of the group. And I pull Koreans and Americans in, and we all go eat chicken, right? And it's like a chicken and beer place. And there was this cute little girl sitting like diagonal from me. And because I like to talk to girls, I was talking to her. And I was like, well, what do you do? And she's like, oh, I'm an accountant. I go, oh, wow, that's really cool. That seems awesome. And then I think she showed me her card, and it was like Douche and Lam or whatever, Bausch and Lam, or I forget the name of the company, but it's a really famous company. I was like, wow, that's so cool. I mean, I know what that means for a Korean person to like have prestige, in their. That's amazing. So that was fun. And she was enjoying the conversation. And by the way, a lot of times if you talk about people, they won't even ask you questions, and that sucks a little bit, because I want them to ask me what I do, so I can say, oh, I'm a publisher. Oh, really? What do you publish? Oh, I have textbooks. But sometimes it doesn't happen. You have to be okay with that. But anyway, I was trying to get to a point. Then my friend Chris, Mr. Negative, man, he's always jaded and negative. Now I'm talking over here, and there's a crosstalk going on between him and this other girl that I had just talked to. And he's like, well, what do you do? What's your job? And she's like, oh, I'm an accountant. He goes, oh, man, you must hate that. That's pretty boring, isn't it? And I was like, what are you doing? You're shutting her down. You're shutting her down. So when I was walking home with Chris, I know for sure I talked about this maybe 2-3 days ago. I was walking home with Chris, and I said, Chris, don't ever do that, man. Don't ever do that. Just guy to guy. If you're trying to sleep with a girl, don't ever do that. But just as a human, don't do that, right? Because this guy's looking for girls. He shouldn't have done that to her, right? At least be fake for a moment if you have to. Anyway, he shouldn't have done that. So the next time we were going to have a meetup, I called him up and I said, hey, dude, there's a meetup in Gangnam. Let's go, but let's do an experiment, because I wanted to prove to him something. I said, check it out, dude. Let's only say positive things all night long. Let's go out of our way to say positive things and just see how people react. I'm not lying when I tell you this was even for me, like, I went in thinking I knew what was going to happen, but I was surprised, because I went in and I thought it was so transparent how fake I was being. I mean, it was like, there'd be a girl in front of me or a guy even, and I would just say, I love your glasses, man. And he's like, oh, thank you. Yeah, these are really cool. They're really hard for him. And he had like a story about his glasses. And then I talked to him for a couple seconds, and again, I'd look over this next person. This is how fake it was. I look at them, oh, your hairstyle is really awesome. It wasn't. It was just normal. I said, your hairstyle is really awesome. Oh, really? I got it cut today. Yeah, I was like, I'm trying something new. It's like, okay, so there was a story about the glasses. Now there's a story about the haircut. People make these choices to impress other people most times, because people are humans, right? They're social animals. And then I swear to God, I then go, hey, to the girl that was at the ticket, like she was in the front, just like volunteering to have people come in and stamp their card and take their money or whatever. And I said, I love your shirt. Just proving my point that I was going to say nice things to everybody. And she goes, oh, thank you. I got it in Ireland. Another story about how awesome her shirt was. And I learned, man, people first of all, I learned, number one, people do things with intention because, you think it's a casual, like, you want to know all that I went through thinking about buying these glasses? There's a lot that I thought of buying these glasses. There was a pair of glasses that I had that my wife stepped on because I had them on the floor. My fault, whatever. But they were like my favorite glasses. I wore them a lot. They were almost like this, but a little bit lower profile. And I thought I looked really good in those. And I feel like I got received well in those glasses. So I bought these glasses to impress everybody on the stream. I wanted to look good in these glasses. I still think they're a little bit height-wise too high. So I'm still thinking, man, I want to have better glasses because even though I'm 50 and even though I'll never meet these people, I do want them to think, oh, he looks pretty handsome. I want that. And that's what if you think about what you do for people that you never met. Now imagine you're meeting someone. They're the same way. They want to be liked. Even if they're married, they want a girl to fall in love with them. Even if they're not gay, they want a guy to like them. It's just a thing. It's a human nature thing. Whether they're extrovert or introvert, I would say that's probably a thing. So part of being interesting is talking to people in a way that they gain something out of what you're saying. And part of that is recognizing maybe the efforts that they make to look good, right? And let's say they don't look good. Let's say they're not even trying, they've given up. Let's say they've got mustard stains and ketchup stains all over their shirt. Well, there's another thing you could do for that person and still show that you care. Say, hey man, is everything okay? Why do you ask? I don't know, it's like you got the ketchup stains, and I don't want to like embarrass you, but it does detract away from you actually have a pretty good upper body, but like I don't know why, like do you need another shirt or whatever you want to have? That I've never had that conversation. I'm just made it up right now. But whatever it is, like maybe you can address the situation, because I've done that. I'm way more harsh though. I'm like, why do you suck? Like I've done that I've told you this story before where there was a guy in our class in Korea and he couldn't answer questions. But through the class, I learned that he's married to a Korean. He's been here for like, I think either 4 or 7 years. He's got all of this opportunity to be good in Korean and he's in the same level class as me. And we went out to a bar with everybody and he was sitting in front of me and I don't remember his name. Let's just call him Jeff. I said, Jeff, why do you still suck at Korean? He was like, what? Like, fuck you? I was like, hang on just for a second. Why am I better at Korean than you? And I only come here like for a month at a time, but you're married to a Korean woman and you live here. You should be better than me. Even with my language skills with Japanese, you should be better than me. But yet in class, when the teacher talks to you, you literally can't answer the question without her feeding you hint after hint. And then you repeat the hints that she gave you like you add 1 or 2 words and then she goes, 잘했어, yoku dekimashita, and then you feel good about yourself, but you shouldn't. He didn't like that. He didn't get angry at me. I only knew that he was angry at me later on, about a month later when we had a final meetup together. And he said, man, you really helped me out because you told me what I needed to hear. You're right. And by the way, he was better after that. He brought his A game every class after that, and I was so happy. And I said, yeah, man, it really showed because you were actually answering questions. Part of it is just like, can you help people? I mean, part of this isn't about like being an interesting person because being an interesting person really means what value are you bringing to the other person? Are you bringing value to the other person, right? But they also have to bring value to you. That's why I said the other day, I don't want to be with people that suck. Because do you know how many amazing people there are? Let's just do a shitty bullshit calculation, okay? 8 billion people on Earth, okay? I don't have a calculator. Let's work it. Where's my? Here. Let me get a calculator. I'm gonna do this calculation, and we're gonna show the screen. Here we go. Calculator. Here we go. Okay. All right, here's our calculator. Okay, you ready? 8 billion people on the Earth. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think that's 8 billion. Million, billion. You don't like men. All right, get rid of half. You don't like older people. What is that? Another, let's say anyone above a certain age. Like let's just divide, let's just take a quarter of this number. All right. You only want to meet, hey, let's just go with, you only want to meet Japanese people. Boom. Let's just cut this number completely crazy. 100 million. 100 million. Okay. You don't want to talk to men though. So there, boom. You don't want to talk to older people. Just cut it, but we'll do that. Actually, we'll do times 0.25. Here we go. 12,500,000 people. Anyone that's dyed their hair once in their life, screw them. You don't like them. Let's just cut rid of half of them. All right. Anyone that's ever worn a pink beret, those are stupid. Get rid of half of them. Anyone that's taller than you, get rid of half of them. Like they can't be taller than you, right? That sucks. What else? Give me some other criteria. They don't like you. Get rid of 90% of them. We still have 1,700,000. Let's just divide that again by 2, and then divide that again by 2. We're down to 434,000. I don't even know why we're going to divide it by 2 again. For whatever reason, there's 217,000 Japanese people. Okay. How old are you? Let's say you're 20. What are your active years as an adult before you're like already kind of set in your ways and you already have your active friends? 30 years, maybe? A good 30 years of activeness. So let's divide this by, let's see, we'll divide it by 30. Then we'll divide it by, no. Hang on. Is this going to work? Am I losing my number? If I divide it by 1, is it the same? It is. Okay. There's 7,000 people left, right? Per year. Okay. So let's divide this by 365. If whatever bullshit math I just did is correct, every day for the next 30 years, you can meet 19 people that are freaking awesome for you. Trust me, this number is probably not right. What if it was 1 a day? It'd be so many people. Could you imagine meeting 30 amazing people every month? Even if it was 1 a week, it's too many people. 1 every week, you meet like an amazingly good person, like my Gao Yong friend, right? But those people exist out there. So why would I waste my time with a person that sucks for whatever reason? They talk too much about themselves. They spit when they talk and hit you in the eyeball all the time. You know, they're taller than you, whatever reason. There's so many perfect people out there for you. That's only one country, by the way. We're not going with the entire planet. That's one country, Japan. Okay. So my point is, don't think that there's only one person, like there's one particular person. If someone's not good for you, get rid of them. I don't know why I got into this particular direction, because we're talking about what it takes to be an interesting person. But I think in that particular thing, I was just saying, no one wants to talk to somebody that isn't special to them in some way. So it's a real give and take. To be interesting, you have to be interesting to them, but they also have to be interesting to you. Don't just try to be interesting. Don't just try to be liked, because it's easy to be liked. All you have to do is focus all your energy on that person. But it's hard to be liked and want and for you to like them as well in the same way. Because there's a lot of selfish people too. For every probably one person that you meet, there's like how many thousands of shitty people that you could have met too. You know, don't settle. You know, don't be alone, but don't settle. You know, if someone, you know, you can give someone a chance. You know, maybe they have a weird flaw, but I like the other things about them, and you hope that they give you a chance, right? Okay, so how to be interesting. Another thing I think is you have to read a lot. You have to know about modern culture. You can't go into a conversation and not know things. You have to be able to give interesting facts every now and then. If they have a question, you have to kind of be a Google for them every now and then and debate certain things, but also be open to change. Don't be like super stuck on your ideology, you know? It's a bunch of things. I don't think there's a simple way to do it. Just don't do techniques to be liked. Actually be liked. Actually, here's a cool thing. You know how to be interested in people? Find people that you're interested in. That's it. That's it. And one type of person that's easy to be interested in is a person that's interested in you. I remember one time this girl, she asked me why I liked her. I said, oh, because you like me. She didn't like that answer, but that was true. I didn't really like her for any other reason but that she liked me. And I was like, I kind of like being liked by her. All right. Hopefully you got something out of that deluge of information that I popped out, whether it's good or bad. Cosmos says, George, in one live stream, you were talking about how happy you were meeting one of your closest friends in Korea and how she makes me so happy. Yes, that is Gao Yong. That was about 2-3 days ago. And you also added that you have multiple friends of that proximity. I do. They're completely different though. Like there's this other friend that I want to meet. It's a completely different relationship. I like this person. She's a girl. They're all girls. Because she's so simple. Oh my God. She's so simple. I love it. She's never said a negative thing. I don't understand how she works. And that's interesting to me. Like the thing about having really, really smart friends is they can be complicated. This girl, oh my God, not complicated at all. She does puzzles and crayon drawings. Like not even crayon drawings. And she's like 40, by the way. She colors. So she likes coloring books and puzzles. She has zero ambition beyond a job and coloring and puzzles. And she likes to walk in the park. She'll send me pictures of her walk. I do the same thing. If I have a good sunset, I'll send her a picture. That's the kind of friend we are. What do we talk about? What I like talking about her is the stuff I know she can't comprehend. I don't know, like she got burned as a child. This is a little bit too information, but I think that stunted her socially, right? So she ran into like a pile of burning leaves and like her legs are all disfigured, right? So she told me, I wish I could wear skirts, but I can't. But recently she actually started wearing skirts, she told me, so that's kind of cool. She stopped caring what other people think, but she's been disfigured. So I think she got made fun of in school and maybe that stopped her from interacting with people, you know? So I started talking to her on Hello Talk. I took her to a couple of language meetups, you know, we eat dinner together and we have conversation that is completely different from my other friends. Like I could never have the same, because I'm a type of guy that has like ambition conversations, but not with her. I talk about the wonders of the universe. Like, do you know how big the earth is? Like, did you know that 1 million Earths can fit in the sun? That kind of discussion. And I'm really, really pushing my Korean for those levels. I'll talk about multi-dimensional travel. And the thing I get out of it is her wonderment in it. It's like, she's like, whoa. And then I remember one time we had a completely different conversation and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it was like the last time I was here, so I can't wait to hear the rest of it because we haven't talked about it since then. But she got in trouble for apparently slapping one of her kids in class as a teacher. She said she didn't. The parents lied. I don't know. I've never known this girl to lie or ever be negative at all. She's super, uber Genki positive, right? So I don't know. And for a year or more, she didn't have work because of that. But now she's got work. So now I want to know, like, what happened? What happened with that? That's what I'm looking forward to. But when she was so distraught over this child thing, it was an interesting like change up in our normal conversation. So I really enjoyed that. Yeah, every friend is uniquely different. You know, some friends I like talking to about their troubles because I love to, you know, talk and try to solve problems. That's my thing. And if I can give them advice that helps them, great. The really hard thing is majority of people, you give them advice and even if they completely agree with it, and I believe that they agree with it, I don't think they're just saying it at the time, they won't follow through. They just won't. Most people can't. I mean, I know I don't. You give me some great advice, I'm gonna agree to it probably. Like, yeah, that's actually, you're right. That's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I didn't do it tomorrow. So, but I hate that. And even though I do it, I'm very hypocritical here. Anyway, Cosmo said, and you also added that you have multiple friends of that proximity. How do you make these friends? Like, how do you do that? Okay. That's a good question. I throw a lot of darts because you're not hearing about the people that I don't talk to, the creepy ones, the creepy ones that I don't even, I'm trying to remember. I remember a few, but like they're just too creepy. I don't even want to talk about them. They're just creepy. Like they weren't good for me. There's a lot of those. For me, it was Hello Talk. I met a lot of people on Hello Talk, and I met a lot of people on in the language meetups. I'll give you, there's two friends that I had for a while. We're not friends anymore. I mean, I'm sure we, quote unquote, we're friends, but I don't think we are. I think we're just, that friendship bubble's gone. A lot of people probably aren't my friends anymore after Corona. Like they've moved on in life. Like for example, a lot of my friends that are girls, they're married now, and it's just weird to meet an older guy, right? When they're married, it's hard. It's not worth explaining to their husband. No, we were just friends before and now, but he's an older guy, and you met him at a meetup. You know, it sounds awkward. So those friends are gone. But I remember, I'll give you an example of how I met a very weird circumstance about how I met some girls. So I was at a language meetup, and I don't remember but I'm always a ham at the language meetups. Like I'm always being funny, making people laugh. And I don't remember how or why I was doing it, but I was in the middle of kind of everybody, and I sang like part of a JYP song, right? JYP is Jin Young Pak, and then I went JYP Productions. Like I did that thing that he always does, like JYP, and everyone laughed. And then two girls that were at a table that started talking to me. They were like, "Oh, you're so funny," you know. And that was a girl named Bella and a girl named Goun. I don't know her real name, Bella. Anyway, then for years, you know, we went to like a play together. We all went to Ada. I bought everyone Ada tickets. Oh, Ida. And you know why I bought those tickets? Because at that meetup, one of the people in the play was there, and she would go to a table, or she was at my table. And she said, "Actually, I'm in a play, and I want to sing for you." And she sang the song, and I was like, the whole time I was like, "This is so crazy, awesome, and weird at the same time." So I said, "That's amazing, and I want to go to your play, and I want to get other people to go." So I said, "Here, come here," and I took her from table to table. And I said, "This is my friend, blah, blah, blah. And she's going to be in this thing, and she's going to sing for you. Boom, go." And she would sing. And we went table to table to table. And then I bought all my friends, including those new ones, Bella and Goun. I bought like 10 people that I knew tickets to that. And we all went. Super fun. I had no idea what was happening in the play at all. But it was fun, you know? And I'm not like actually friends with the girl in Aida. It was like a amateur production. And I'm not actually friends with her. But that was just a thing that could have developed into a friendship, but didn't, because that happens too. Like I played all the right cards. I was really interested in that whole thing. I loved that she could have those, I don't know the word, guts. I was going to say balls, but she had the guts to just say, "I'm going to sing for you," and she would sing for you. And that's so amazing that I showed all the tables in the meetup, you know. And I don't know how many people went because of that, but I know that I brought 10. And then at the play, she was so happy that we came. She like came out, and her parents were there, and we all took photos together. Like they were so thank you, because I guess she told them what I had done, and it was only like $10, by the way, for the tickets. I spent like $100. It was nothing, you know. But that's the sort of thing that I do, is I throw a lot of crazy darts, and sometimes I attract people to be my friend, not I'm going to search for them. On Hello Talk, I will tell you, I think only out of all my friends, one did I say hi to first. I never would say hi to people. What I would do is I would post a moment about something interesting. If I do something interesting, then you can see who looked at your profile, or you can see, or they'll respond to you. And then I'll say, "Oh, thank you so much for responding. Where are you?" You know, and then we'll have conversation, you know. The one friend that I became a friend with on Hello Talk, we don't talk anymore, but for 2 or 3 years, we were pretty good friends. And you got to be okay with that too. That's just the nature of you're only in a country for a year. I mean, a little bit of time of a year. It's kind of difficult to maintain friendships when you're so far apart. Same thing with like relationships, like love relationships is also very difficult. But one person, her name was Yuna, and she I'm trying to remember this. What was I trying to say here? Oh, the reason why I talked to her, she was the one that I talked to, is because she didn't have a profile picture. And I thought, oh, she probably doesn't feel good about herself. So she might be easy to talk to, is what I thought. Because she's not, a lot of the people on Hell Talk that have their photos, they're all beautiful photos, they're looking for love or something like that. They're trying to promote themselves. This person just generally wanted to talk to somebody, so I chose that person. So that's maybe a technique you can try too. Because if you talk to a girl or a guy that doesn't have their picture up, or they have like a cat photo up, or their dog, maybe they're not so attractive, you know? And so they're gonna have a different style of personality. If you're looking at just to talk to people, those are good people to talk to. There. That's how I do it. And when people approach me, if you've ever added me as a friend on Discord, I've never said no. I add. And if you say hi to me, I'll talk to you. Okay. How many failed relations do you have to go through? Oh, a ton. A ton. You have to throw a lot of darts to get to the really good ones, because you don't know. I mean, you really don't know. Like for all the good people that are working at the company now, I went through a bunch that were just bad. That I don't even remember some of the people that used to work at the company, because they were so bad. They're gone. I don't remember. And one guy was like, oh my God, I work here because of power of attraction. I knew it was going to happen. And it sounded like fate that he got the job. But I think he was gone in like less than a month. He just wasn't good. Kyle says, I don't like streaks because breaking a streak can be demotivating. Yeah, that's true. The problem is, without streaks, I'm not good at doing things. Streaks work for me when they do, until they don't. One app that I use treats a streak as how many days out of the month not in a row. Yeah, I like that. There was an option for that, and I've never tried that, and I should try that. Thank you for giving me that, Kyle. I could go back to my streaks app and just say how many times a month. Yeah, because I'm really good at coming out of a deficit situation. The only problem with those is that if you say I'm going to do it 8 times a month, and then you get to like there's only 7 days left, you can't make it up. That bothers me. That would destroy me. June says, hi George, I'm halfway through book 4 at the moment, and I was wondering if te is taught in an upcoming lesson or in book 5, because my Japanese friends keep saying it all the time, and I don't quite understand that concept yet. Te is like an advanced version of wa. It's like, speaking of this thing, and then they're going to say something about it. It's kind of like that. That's the most basic version I can give you of that. It can do other things, but that's the biggest thing that it's used for. Blah, 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 te. Like they do it with your name too. Like, June te. Nansai desu ka? How old are you? This June person. How old are you? That's what they're doing with that. I don't remember if it's taught in book 5. I think it is. I'm almost certain it is, but I don't remember. Glaceon says, once I start a lesson, I try to study 1 hour every day until I finish. I try to keep that streak. Then I take a 1-day break. It's been working really well for me. Yeah. I saw a video on YouTube about this, why systems don't work for neurodivergent people, or people with ADHD, or some sort of video like that. And it was super eye-opening to me. And that's why I can say what I'm saying right now, that systems get boring for me. He literally explained to a T what happens. It's just like, it's the novelty of the system that gets you going through it, but it doesn't stay novel for long, and then you lose interest. Okay. Oh, what time is it? I'm so all of a sudden tired. I just have to go to the convenience store and buy more drinks. Kyle says, be yourself to be interesting. Sometimes yourself is boring. So you got to learn different things. You got to do things to make you interesting. I made a video a long time ago along these lines. I titled it with this very catchy title, How to Sleep with Beautiful Chinese, Korean, and Japanese Women. Because there was this guy that just kept on and on. He wanted the phone number of the girl that was on the Korean show with me because he wanted to date her. And I had had enough. I had told him, just stop, dude. You're not going to get it. And so I made a video specifically about that guy. And I kind of wanted him to watch it. So I named it that. But basically I go, here's how you do it. Okay. Be interesting. Learn their language. Do things that make them attracted to you. There's no magic pill to getting a girl, to getting a girlfriend, but this works for everybody. And so I started with that opening. It was very clickbait, but I think I got my point across. It's somewhere out there. I might have taken it down. It might be one of those videos that I took down. Someone here probably knows about it. Douche and Lamb. Shut up. I didn't know the name. Pig says, being serious this time, I try to find areas where I can actually empathize with people. You may have to go through more people than others, but in my experience, it works and people will like you. I mean, there's a lot of books that talk about this and videos that talk about how to make people like you. But I don't like to make people like me. I'd like to be likable as a person. Just like I don't like to study for a test. I like to test if I can pass it. Pig says, George, I love your hairstyle. Yeah, you know, this hair, shut up. I know what you're doing. I have kimchi on my shorts. Okay, cool. Kyle says, he's quoting what I said. Think about what you do for people that you don't know. Literally nothing. That concept has never been a part of me. Really? Really? Do you brush your hair when you go out? Do you worry about what shirt you're going to wear, if it's going to be cool enough for a live stream? Do you think about that? Not for a live stream, but do you ever think, oh man, are these shoes looking good with this shirt? Do you ever do that? Kyle says, it's more that people like to talk about themselves, so you just have to serve them up the opportunity. You can tell when people have been shut down a lot when they say sorry for talking so much. Yeah, true. One thing that I need to solve as a human being, though, really for real, is I need to stop trying to solve people's problems and just listen to what they're saying. That's something I do too much of. That's a huge issue I have. Kyle Spevik says, easier way to say this, even if you only meet 1% of the people on this earth, it's still thousands of people. Is it only one? I think it's more than that. Hey Siri, what's 1% of 8 billion? Oh, I have a calculator right here.
One moment. Still on it. I'm having trouble with the connection. Please try again later.
It's 8 million people. It's 8 million people. I have another way that I just now remembered how I used to describe this initially. If you take every person you've ever glanced at, like in passing, even on TV, even if you're looking over a Super Bowl stadium of people, you probably didn't see 8 million people. Oh, sorry, I wasn't showing. You haven't seen, what is this? No, don't, hang on. Get out of here. There. 1% of the world population is 8 million. But you've probably never even heard about 8 million. Like, you've never glimpsed, bumped into. The people that you've ever been in physical proximity probably isn't even 1 million people, depending on your age. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how many it is, but there's not a lot. But that's still a lot of people, for sure. I hate when people say don't be alone because it always feels like they're projecting their insecurity on me. There's a lot of projection happening with people. I definitely project my own stuff on people all the time. I'd rather be happily single than in a bad relationship because I'm lonely. Makes sense. Yeah. I'm not. I like being alone, but I can't be alone. At a minimum, I need a cat. I gotta have a cat. Yeah, or, oh man, a dog. I wish dogs weren't so much work because dogs seem awesome. Kyle says, George would be the guy on time travel, to time travel back to ancient Egypt and show them technology to build the pyramids. If I knew, would I? What do you think about that? Because I am very conscious of like messing up the timeline. I don't know. I watched a lot of Star Trek and the Prime Directive and the Time Prime Directives too. So I don't know, man. Not sure. Yeah, bro, I'm not sure, bro. Glaceon says, when will the kanji from Zero with the collector's covers release? You showed them on stream a few days ago, stream 17, I believe. I want to get the books with those covers. The samples arrived Sunday to Justin. I uploaded the books already. I have to do one more change. I'll do that tomorrow for the new Japanese from 01 special cover. It's the same special cover as before, but the insides are going to be version 8 now, so I've got to make that change. Kyle says, Hello Talk is like a ghost town now. I reinstalled it a few times, made a few posts and stuff. Almost no interaction. Yeah, it's bad. I don't like it anymore. There's a lot of automatic things that they'll send to you, like, will you be my language partner? But it ain't true. They're not really asking you that. It's fake. Ragav says, are you going to game anytime soon? As I heard you have a gaming channel. I have a gaming channel? Do I have a I guess that's my George Trombley channel. No, I won't be gaming anytime soon. I should though, for relaxation. Kyle says, you trolled an incel. I wish I remembered what I was talking about. I do remember what the kimchi was in reference to. I'm drunk. I don't remember anymore. Dude, I already forgot what I said. I don't know if you realize like how much autopilot I am when I'm talking on these live streams. It's really just like diarrhea from my mouth. Even the good stuff is diarrhea from my mouth. I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. I don't remember what the kimchi reference is. Yeah, I don't remember. Cosmo. I mean, at the end of the day, watashi tachi wa shakai ni sunderu. Yep, it is. We live in a society. True. All right, Kyle's responding to what I said earlier. No, not really. I dressed how I like and what's comfortable. I make myself presentable for myself because I value order and cleanliness. Kyle says, yep, that's an extrovert. My best friend is one, but insists that he's an introvert because he doesn't mind being alone, despite always talking about how he wishes he had people to do activities with. The thing about my style of extrovertness, there's like two styles, I think, but I fucking love hanging out with people, especially if they like me. I can't just be with anybody. If there's another like super extrovert in the group, I have a hard time with that. But if I'm like the extrovert of the group, I love it. But I can only do it for so long. I got to come home and recharge and like lay down on the bed and just like be alone. I do like being alone, but when I'm alone, like, you know, the number one thing I think about when I'm making books or making a video, the reactions I'm going to get. I really can't wait to see what people say about what I made. Like, I check comments on this channel and there's almost never any. It's sad, but it is what it is. I mean, this is still, I haven't really been doing a lot of live streams here. So it sucks for me. Luckily, you guys are talking a lot here in the stream, but no one's commenting afterwards. George, do you have a PRT? What could PRT mean? Progressive reticent track. Don't have that. Puzzle, recorder, tunnel. Don't have that. Oh, a pet. Yes, I have 3 cats. Oh my God, don't remind me. I love cats. Cats are the best. I have 3 cats. Cosmo says, please, George, please share your Spotify list. These are some really good songs. Yeah, I've shared this one a few times. I'll share it again. This is Adeline Paik. Shoot. Let me move this over here. Yep. I have 31 songs that I made here. And this one. It's all the same singer. Adeline Paik. She's Korean. Share link. Okay, here we go. Pew. Pew. Okay, there it went. If you want a relaxing game, I recommend VA11 Hall A Bartending Simulator. I don't want a relaxing game. Kyle says extrovert/introvert is a spectrum. I agree 100%. Like I said, people have this 0 to 1,000 meter, right? Whether it's gender, extrovertness, height, fatness, proclivity to getting cancer. It's just like God or whoever makes people just goes blah, 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 blah. There. That's one. Oh no, he died. Yeah. Oh yeah, he had lifespan 0. He's dead. Oh, that guy. He smoked cigars every day, but he lived to 100. Oh yeah, he had 0 proclivity to disease, but he had a max lifespan. It's random. Oh, he's handsome, but he's an asshole. Oh, okay. Oh, beautiful and a great personality. Wow. Yeah, I don't think it's binary at all, by the way, Kyle. Even though I said there are 2 types, I was generalizing for sure. Everyone liked the stream. Live streams typically don't get many comments after the facts. That's sad. Life should be easy. Why should it matter? I don't even know. Did I say that? Neko ga daisuki desu, Glaceon. Glaceon is my favorite Pokemon as well. One of them at least. Cosmo says, George. By the way, Cosmo, for as much shit as I give you, I do appreciate you making a lot of comments, okay? You gotta let me pick on you. You're giving me content and I appreciate it. If you could instantaneously learn one skill magically, what would that be and why? Okay. I think it would just be Chinese. Like right away, it would just be another language. Although, you know, it would be really cool to like be able to play piano or guitar like amazing. That'd be really cool. Or like to be like good in like kicking a soccer ball and, you know, or a basketball or something like cool around your body, like something really impressive physically. Because I don't have many physically impressive things that I can do. You know, the main thing that I do is talk. That's the main skill that I have. Anata no neko no namae wa nan desu ka? Let me see if I can. Let me get my phone. Hang on, I'll get my phone. I'll get some pictures. Hang on. Technically, there's 4 cats at my house right now because my daughter brought home her cat. All right, here we go. Cat. Okay. Aww. The top one is Melody. She's the alpha cat. But she's a tiny little baby, so adorable. And the little bottom one is Yuki-chan. She's our baby, actual baby cat, because Melody's the older cat, but Melody is the tiniest of the cats. And she's a complete lap kitty, absolutely needs to be on your lap. Yuki wants to be pet, but doesn't want to be pet. Very run away while wanting to not run away kind of a cat. Yuki, my daughter found like the last day of high school or something like that. There's another Yuki picture when she was a baby. Yuki. Yuki-chan. Yuki-chan. She's so cute. Here's Melanie in one of her pissy moods. She used to bite me so much. Like bite and like hiss, but she's so soft. Now we're BFFs. She's Yuki-chan. I mean Melody-chan. Melody. Okay, that's two. Wait, is that all? Got more than that. Hang on. Oh, here's three of them together. So this is Melody on top, Yuki, and then Junior. So we had one cat named Cutie who died like within a year. We don't know what happened, but then we saw this cat at the shelter look just like him. So we call him Cutie Junior, but he just eventually just became Junior. That's the main three. Here's maybe a better picture of our chubby bubby. He's our stinky one. He's not good at grooming himself. He's the only boy. But it's a charming stink, you know. Yuki's the most cat of the cat. Like she goes into boxes and bags and things like that. And here's all three of them on the stairway of my... It's a few years back because I don't live in this house anymore, but you see how Melanie, like, they're not going upstairs because Melanie, not Melanie, goddamn, I always do that, Melody won't let them, like, she won't let them pass. Here's Melody in the kotatsu, which is the heated table. She absolutely loved that. Yuki sleeps like this quite a bit. Just puts her legs out. She's a weird one. And Junior, I wonder if I have a picture of him sitting. Here's my wife. She's also a cat. My wife is almost always in the same spot reading a book or something like that. Let's see here. I want to see if we can find something interesting. Oh, here's Junior. Here's how Junior sits. You've seen cats sit like that, but he sits like on the stairway like that. Yeah, I love these guys. It's the hardest part about being away, is not being able to be with your kitty cats. Yuki-tan. Yuki-tan. Tan is the uber cute way to say chan, by the way. Actually, I have video of you. Hang on, we're gonna take a break to look at something. Hang on. Let's see if this comes up in a search. Does not. Oh, it did come up. Okay. Hang on, I gotta stop. I'm gonna do this. All right, just watch this for a second. So I put up a challenge when we started Patreon back in the day that if we make over $25, I just made it super low, I will eat treats with my cat. Why can't I hear anything? Oh. So today's the big day. I'm in my car here, getting ready to go to the office, and just cat hair on my face because I was just kissing Yuki, true love of my life. So apparently my car doesn't care that you're taking video. It just switches to Bluetooth right away. And right in the middle of my eloquent speech about a romantic day with my cat eating treats was destroyed. I'll keep the vlogs coming, and Yuki seems pretty excited. Okay, I've arrived at the takeout restaurant. We're gonna be getting some takeout from here. Yuki has a couple requests in. This is is like anti-Yuki. Yuki lost all of her color. Aww. No, I will not be eating quail and carrot. Duck and sweet potato. Who comes up with these recipes for cats? Arctic char and spinach. Where's like just beef and chicken? Who wants to add carrot to everything? Here we go, chicken and vegetable. That seems good. Hairball control, that is gonna be good for me. I don't like tuna though. Healthy skin and fur, I wonder if this will work for the top of my head. Yes, cheesy, I love cheese. I'm getting this one. Oh, I found it. This is exactly this is what I would request if I were a cat every day, beef and chicken. Also, I like that it's the pro plan.
That's interesting. I've never had anybody do that.
I'm eating with. You see, here's an extrovert thing. I told her what I'm doing. I didn't have to. I said, yeah, I'm going to be eating these with my cats. I'm sure I said that because listen to her reaction.
That's interesting. I've never had anybody do that.
I'm eating with treats with my cat today. See, now that's how you make friends. That was interesting to them. You make them have fun by being fun. It's like, if I was actually looking for friends, I might have said, hey, I'm doing it at 6. Do you want to come by? You can help wrangle my cat. She might have done it. If I was looking for friends, I might have done that. What? Why did I add the girls to that edit? Big day, Yuki, your big debut. Daddy doesn't know how to open this. Hey, is there something in your eyeball? Let me see your eyes. Hang on, you got something in your eye. You didn't groom. I told you we were going to be on film today. You could have done some makeup. This is a new place. Koko doko da? Okay. Where you going, buddy? Come here. Yuki. Yuki. She was so curious. She'd never been there before. Okay. We had this ridiculously tall goal to achieve. It was the $25 goal on Patreon. It was amazingly hard. It took us about 6 hours to get to that goal. Don't go there. It doesn't exist anymore. Yuki, come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Yuki, we're going to start with what Daddy wanted to eat. This is the beef and chicken entree. Oh my gosh. This smells so awesome. Yuki, come on, man. Look. Yuki. What is that? What is that? That's right. I got some food for you. Here, Yuki. Can you get up for it? Can you? Oh, what is this? It looks so delicious. This edit is funny. My table has food on it now. Oops. Like, I know there was other flavors, but Daddy likes beef and chicken. Here we go. 73 calories. This is actually really healthy. I gotta say, it smells good. It smells great. It's pretty bland. Yeah, that was the shocking part. It wasn't actually like it smelled. Oh. You know, I think if I had rice with it. Here. All right, well, it's all over the table now, so you can you don't mind cleaning that up. When you eat beef jerky and you chewed it for a couple minutes, you know how like you get all the flavor out of beef jerky? That's it. It's like the end of the flavor cycle of beef jerky. Chicken and vegetable beef. You okay? You want to try this one? All right. Oh God! At least. Oh, Yuki, how do you eat this? She's like, "What are you doing?"
Can you try it for me and see if it's good?
In Japanese, they say "skikirai ga hageshi." Skikirai ga hageshi. That means you're picky. I'm a picky eater. Skikirai ga oi. I have many skiki. You saying you want more? Because I was gonna eat this, but it's kind of my turn. It's half mental that I'm eating cat food. That's the part that makes it rough. It doesn't taste bad. It's just different. It's meat. It's real meat. It is chicken and vegetable. They're not making it up. And it's got added vitamins and minerals and trace nutrients, which I need because I eat a lot of McDonald's. Yuki-chan. I still do. Nothing's changed.
Party mix. It's a party. Here's the weird thing. I think if I was actually at a party and someone's like, "Hey, I got some party mix," and they put it out, I would eat the crap out of these. I feel like I would eat them all. I'd be like, "You got any Diet Coke?" I might have to keep these in the office. Okay, this smells like the hay that goes in the bottom of a rabbit cage. Fish oils, chicken protein. Good for the fur.
The thing about cat food is it doesn't start with a strong flavor like human food. It's very mild to start. Oh, these are soft. Oh, I never had this flavor before, but this is what it would taste like if you ate the hay at the bottom of your rabbit cage. And I'm talking even you accidentally picked up a pellet of poop. That's it. Like, you don't know what's in this. You ready for the final food? Oh, you John's so cute.
For everybody to see your beauty. You're so beautiful. 最後のだよ. Yuki, I didn't open this properly. Can I use your claw for a second? Can you open this up? I'm gonna need human scissors. There's human scissors in that President Trump cup. I bought all the stuff. I bought the hat. We're gonna finish off. I'm not allergic to cats. Okay, Yuki-chan, it's the last one. It's this. It's the same smell, but gamier. Yuki-chan, are you full? That never worked with her. I don't know why I keep doing it. You know the name of this video is We Share Treats. We share. The flavor comes later. It doesn't. It's not in the beginning. Thank you for subscribing to Patreon. The next goal level will be $500. That's where we release Super Sexy Sayaka. And then on the $1,000 level, me speaking Japanese at age 16, and it's bad. It's bad. That's coming up, and I randomly take my shirt off to compare my physique for myself 20 years later in the future, which is even longer than it's 25 years from that video. So that's coming up. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing on our. All right, clean that up, Justin. Thanks.
God. We had a whole zoo of animals. Fun stuff. Fun stuff. I kind of miss those days, you know, where we were doing things in the office. It wasn't all this like solo stuff. I probably should remake that, to be fair, and then have Yuki and people come. Not Yuki. What's her name? Kaori, come over. That's right, Melanie. We've never seen 16-year-old George speaking bad Japanese clips because we never got to $1,000 on Patreon. So you know what? I need a. That's a shame. I need a. That's a shame sound, but I don't got one. Nani? Yeah. Yep. I need to make that. That's a shame one. Wait, it's M Jaga. Yeah, it's M Jaga, man. Make Japanese great again. Oh man. Guys, I think we've run out of things to talk about. It's the 2-hour mark, which typically happens. Yeah, that video was 6 years ago, by the way. That got 3.8 thousand views. Let's see what the most recent comment is out of the 63. 1 year ago, eating treats with your cat using chopsticks. What's the word? Hashi or hashi? Arg, what's the right pitch accent? Great video. I got to learn skikirai along the way. 4 years later, did that Sayaka video ever got released? Yes, it did. I remember watching a video of you reacting to your old footage some time ago. Are those videos still up? Probably not. Do it again with Kaori? You mean you want me and Kaori to eat cat food? But don't tell her ahead of time that we're eating cat food? Melanie would pay 3 times the amount to see the clip. I wanted to know where you got the kotatsu from. I bought it from Japan, Amazon, and I had a company send it to us. So there are services that will take your Amazon purchase, you deliver it to them, and then they deliver it to you, and you pay a fee on top of the shipping fee, essentially. And that's how I got it. It was a present for Yukari 1 year, and she brings it out every year. She loves it. Steve Fricky says, I think I've seen the 16-year-old George speaking bad Japanese. If I remember correctly, George was getting roasted by an old Japanese guy at the airport. No, that is 20-year-old Japanese George. This is George at age 16. I have not showed it. And reflect on your pedagogical progressiveness. That'd be fun. Kyle says, whether she eats it or not, it'd be funny to be like, hey, I need you for a video, and it's eating cat with Yuki too. She, for the record, she would do it. And it would be all the cats, because there's 4 cats there now. So kind of my plan is like to go back. I'm sort of shifting the plan a little bit. it was going to be fix the studio upstairs to allow me to stand in front, but actually it should be make a studio to where I can also sit in front and do Japanese Topics Mania again. See, I think about that, but then, you know, no one watched Japanese Topics Mania. That's the real problem. Like, no one cared about Japanese Topics Mania. Very sad. Very sad, guys. Japanese Topics Mania was quite a production. There's actually unreleased Japanese Topics Manias. Mania. I probably need to take some of those and make shorts and throw them up on YouTube or something like that.
Kyou no topic wa, there are topics that are amazing. You know, we have a lot of topics on Japanese Topics Mania, but this is one of those genius topics that is so original. Words that start with she. Words that start with she.
She.
Well,
あ、シーシーって勢いよく言っただけな。I just meant to say she with little accent.
she, man, why you gotta talk like that? She, man, she. All right. So now we're trying to give you what I like about this particular topic.
Yeah, I'd have to cut all this.
It's so randomly amazing. Like, you don't know what word's gonna come up, and you learn a lot of weird things. So this. You know what? Just show them your first word, because this word, like, this is a great word. If you're in college, this word is important. Go ahead.
Don't look at my card.
Oh, well, sorry.
奨学金
English will come in any minute from Kaori.
Scholarship.
Scholarship, money, right?
Yes.
Money for, it's shogakukin means money, yeah? So scholarship, that's, did you go to college?
No.
私も大学行ってないんですよ。
Oh, I went to 2 years college in Japan.
Ah, okay.
Not in the States.
専門学校?
No,短期大.
短大
Tandai, yeah, they call it
短
short.
期大学
Tandai, that's another good word. Tandai.
Tanki
Short,
daigaku.
it's short for, yeah. What was it? Tanki daigaku, right? Short-term college. Tandai. My girlfriend Yoko, from 21 years ago, before I married my wife, also went to Tandai. If I could remember the name of that Tandai.
I remember having the sound issues on that show. We wouldn't have that anymore with my new sound setup. It's crazy. I have a better sound up show now, better sounds now than I did with that show. This is a call-in show.
Yokoso!
Japanese from Zero no
Japanese
Topics
Mania
Max.
Ultra. Today we're doing some experiment where we haven't done this in about between 10 and 14 years. We have not done this. We did this on a George and Keiko show. It's called the Call-In
Thanks,
Show.
Corbin.
You can call us. We have posted the phone number on Patreon. There it is. All right, there. All right. Let's see. How do you even use a phone? Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
What's up?
Hey, what's up? Who's this?
Omar.
Omar. Oh my God, Omar. Omar is big in the chat room. He's always there.
あ、そうなんだ
I don't know, guys, if you remember me saying this, but you guys think you're the OGs. There's been multiple OG groups that just come and go over time, and you don't even know who they are anymore.
He is a $12 Patreon supporter.
おー、ありがとうござい
So
ま
he
す
funds this hair color. So thank you.
昨日やったの
Okay, so here is special message.
Dude, see, look at that. I talked about her and she said I did it yesterday. So what did she do? She knew she was going to be on a show. She wanted to look good. She went and did her hair. I didn't really compliment her, but I noticed it. And then she told me she did it yesterday. So you can see how people want recognition.
To Omar.
こんばんは喋って
He's too excited. Omar. Is this the first time you've...
He's like breathing here. He's like, fuck, I'm talking to Cody. You talk to a Japanese girl?
No.
Right. It's not the first time you talked to a girl, though, is it?
ひどい
No, because I have no, because I have one at school.
Oh, you have a girlfriend at school?
No.
Have you had a girlfriend yet?
No.
Okay.
そんなパーソナル
I'm just, hey, it's okay. It's Omar, man. It's Omar. Oh, man. Omar, what's your favorite Japanese word?
Kakko.
Gakko? All right. When you get older, he won't like that word anymore.
そうだ
Do you
ね
have a question for Kaori?
Not currently. I only have 7 minutes.
Okay. Well, we don't have 7 minutes, but go ahead. Do you have a question for Kaori? 質問がありますか?
No.
You can ask in English too.
Omar シャイかな
You're a superstar. He doesn't know what to say to you. He's talked to me before because I'm in the chat room. So it's not special to talk to George. It's really talk to Kaori.
はい
Yeah.
喋ってください
私は特別じゃないから. When are you going to Japan?
Next year.
Oh, where are you going? Do you know?
Osaka.
Oh, nice. Kaori is from.
東京だけど Kaori's mother's from Osaka. I go to Osaka almost every year. たこ焼き
Yeah, she's gonna be there right around the time you go. You guys want to hang out? Kaori's so awesome. She's always been so nice. For all of her like piercings and weird hair, she's not like a rough person at all. She's amazing. She even talked to me the other day. She's like, "Oh, we have to do more Japanese topics minis." I'm like, "I know, right? It's been like 6 years or something like that since we did them last." I'll set up a studio for sure. All right. Well, listen. What would be the equivalent of a community college in the States? I mean, would that be an equivalent? That's a good question. Probably, yeah. Tankidai. Yeah. You know the reason why I chose Kaori, like I did auditions, and I chose her because I didn't choose her initially. Initially, I chose the girl Marty because Marty was so duncy. It was fun. Like Marty was always like smiling and laughing and just a general like a blonde, like the image that you have of a blonde girl, like the old, a bimbo type. And I thought that would be really fun for the show. But Kaori, like when I started coughing, like when I was like as I was laughing so hard, she patted my back like a very caring person. And you can see it, like even like look at her, like her eyes right here, right? Like look at these kind eyes. Watch. See, she's looking over at me. There's a level of, you can see the kindness in her eyes. Yeah, she's gonna be there right around the time you go. You guys want to hang out maybe? And she's smiling so nicely.
何それ嘘ばっか
See that little hit? It's all little cute things that make her a fun person, and she'll have generally good conversation with you when you talk with her, She even wants to continue. Yeah, hey, let me talk to her right now. Let's see. I'll see. Where is she? Kaori. Oh wow. That's not. Wait. I didn't realize her name was literally JTM Max Ultra Kaori. Oh, it's also known as. Oh, okay. I gave her an also known as. Okay. Yeah, that freaked me out for a second. We should do more JTMs when I get back from Korea. And then we'll just edit them better, We'll edit them tighter. That'll be good. We'll make it more like a podcast, And then we'll have Kaori come up with like Japanese news items that we could talk about. That'd be fun, right? Right? Her eyes are really cute. Yeah. Guys, I feel like that is a good time for me to maybe end the program because the chatting's kind of died down a little bit. I certainly appreciate you guys hanging out with me for these hours. And I'll see you again tomorrow, even though it's the weekend. Hopefully there'll be something happening. I'll probably go to some language meetups for sure, which will give me something to talk about, hopefully, in a day or two. So as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.
Oh, bless a man.